Pedo. Yes, pediatric dentistry. That's what we're going to be talking about today. How to successfully match into pediatrics and the journey behind it. Today, we're joined with, Dr. Kalen, who's going to share with us his journey. We're going to be talking about why he selected pedo, how he prepared for his applications, the schools, how did he come up with his list, and the interviews, how many interviews, the interview day, what to expect. And we're also going to be talking about how he formulated his rank list. And then he's going to share some details about the program that he matched at. And also, he's going to share some insights, tips, and advice for those of you that are applying to pedo, looking to become a board certified pediatric dentist. So be sure to stay all the way through to today's episode. Also, today's episode is being brought to you by Get Into Dental Residency Challenge. Yes, a challenge. Get Into Dental Residency Challenge, which is the ultimate resource to help you jumpstart your application and your candidacy for residency. For more details, check out the link down below and go to getintodentalresidencychallenge.com. All right. Today, we're going to kick it off. Doc, introduce yourself for some of us who are meeting you for the first time, and just give us some background information.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Kalen Bovin. I'm from Dallas, Texas, originally moved to Houston for dental school, and I graduated in 2022. So I've been working now primarily in more of a general dental setting, focusing on pediatric patients, and that's how I grew my love into pediatric dentistry. And I moved to South Texas for a year and a half, and that was a phenomenal experience for me, moving to more of a rural, underserved area and working in an environment similar to pediatric dental residency, actually. And now I'm back in Houston working in a similar population as well. So I'm really excited that, I started this journey of becoming a pediatric dentist, and I'm excited for the things to come.
Becoming a board certified specialist is a long process. It's a challenging process, especially with so many different specialties like pedo that are very, very competitive. Doc, tell us, what was the hardest thing about this process for you as a candidate?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say that really the two toughest processes throughout the whole entire journey was, number one, really that period of when you're waiting for interviews. I would say something that's really challenging because, for me, I personally think there's a direct correlation in when you put in the time for the personal statement, the CVs, there's a direct correlation of, improving those aspects of your application. Same thing with the interviews. When you're practicing and practicing and practicing, it has that direct correlation of doing better in the interviews. But that time period when you're waiting and trying to hear back is something that was really challenging for me, I think. SDN is a great resource and tool, but it can also be like a devil almost, because you can look at those other applicants saying, oh, they got an interview at a program that you applied to and you didn't get that interview. So it was a little bit challenging, I would say, for me. But one thing that I really realized when I look back at the process is just to be, have a really good support system and just know that everything plays out for a reason. For whatever reason, when I was getting my interview invites, they all kind of came in bunches. So my first two came a few days apart from each other, and then silence for like 2.5 weeks. And then the next two came a day apart from each other, and then silence for maybe another week, week and a half. And then the next two came an hour apart from each other on the same day. And then I started interviewing. And then the last two came again a day apart from each other. So it's just something that you just got to kind of power through and keep your head up and your spirits up during that time, because it's an emotional roller coaster. But I would say that's probably something that was pretty challenging. And then the second challenging thing is honestly, like the fatigue from traveling was something that I would also say was something that really kind of burnt me out towards the end of the interview process. Just from traveling for a week and a half, and I remember there was one one day I had to fly back to Houston just to work for a day and then fly back out to go to some interviews. So that was something that was a little bit tiring towards the end of the process too, but it's just something that you just have to power through. And it's something that definitely makes you stronger at the end and something that I'm happy that I went through.
Yeah, two things that are definitely part of the process that can be challenging. Got it. Now, part of that application is schools, programs, right? And for pedo, institutions include dental schools. They may include hospitals. They also may include community health centers, right? Like FQHCs, federally qualified health centers. Tell us a little bit about your list of schools or programs and what were some of the things that helped you develop your list of programs, things that you were looking for in programs as well.
Yeah. And so for me, it, like I said before, starting early really, really matters because before you can apply to externships, you have to look at which schools do you really want to go to or which programs are you interested in. And so one thing that I did, and I did it not just with myself, but also with my fiance, because she was going to be moving with me wherever we go. I wanted her to also be comfortable in the locations that we're going to as well. The AAPD website has a list of all 90, 100 programs. And I really went through each and every program and I saw, hey, you know what? I think I can see myself here, maybe not here, maybe here. And it really condensed that list from maybe 100 programs to about 50 or 60. And I had everything typed out in my little notepad on my phone. And then I went through the second round of going through all those programs and narrowing that list from maybe 50 to 40. And then I did the third round of narrowing that list from 40 to 30 or 35. And that helped me initially get that list of schools that I wanted to try externing at. One of my goals was to move outside of Texas. I've been in Texas my whole entire life, and I've really wanted to explore different parts of the world, or at least the United States for this residency. And so that was something that I also was looking at too, applying to New York or the East Coast or Southeast Coast. That was something that I really wanted to do as well. So that's how I kind of narrowed down my list. And I sent out maybe 50 or 40 emails to different program directors and residency coordinators to try scheduling externships. Most places did not respond, or I had a few places that says, hey, we only offer in-person externships to dental students, not to practicing dentists. But I did get a good amount of in-person externships. And so I realized, and those externships initially, my initial goal was, oh, I want to show them who I am. I want to show them that I will be a good candidate for that program. But actually, what happened was the opposite. I actually realized what I actually wanted in a residency program because the variance from those programs are so great. You have so many, really, I realized there's three, four different types of pedo programs. There's university-based programs that really focus a lot on didactic and clinical, but a lot of didactic. We have a hybrid where it's university partnered with like a hospital. And then you have hospital-based programs where they're really focusing heavy on OR, clinical practices and not as much didactic. And then they have some like almost private practice run FQHC partnered practices as well. And they focus more like running like a private practice. And then for the didactic portion, teaching you more of what to prepare for boards. So that's really what helped me realize what different programs offer. And it helped me realize what I want in a program. And that's how I really formulated my list based on that. So I looked at AAPD and then I went to my externships. And then from all of those experiences I got, it helped me make this list of about, I think I ended up at 25 lists of schools that I applied to.
Got you. So you went from 100 to 50 to 40 to 35, and then to the magic number for you was 25. And keep this in mind, everyone listening and watching. The number of programs is not as important as you doing and exploring the program types so that you understand for yourself which one is going to be the best one for you or that you may have some interest in, right? And along with that comes, like you said, Doc, um, the fact that you want it to be outside of Texas, right? So even though you may have applied to a couple programs in Texas, the majority were probably outside of Texas as well. Guys, hope this has been helpful. And we just talked about how to become a pediatric dentist and how to match and the journey that it takes to get to that end point. Doc, so happy we had the opportunity to work together and not only launch you and jumpstart your candidacy, but also solidify it by matching. So congratulations to you, man, again. And so great to have this final result and you being able to get to your future desired state. Now you can see it, right? You can see it and feel it.
Exactly.
And feel it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Darwin. I know we worked together for this whole journey, and it was an amazing journey, and you pushed me hard, and that's what I really wanted and needed. So, didn't have to go through this process again. So I'm really excited that we did this together, and thank you so much.
Hey, well, thank you for allowing me to be your accountability partner and kind of work with you and push you, like you said, but also another reason why it's important to have community, right? To stay connected, to ask for help, but also go through a process in life, in this particular case, a professional development opportunity process with others, right? Because you can do it. You can do it by yourself, but why when there's others and people that are out here that can help you along your journey, right?
And you were a former program director, so you kind of know what to look for and what other program directors are looking for in your application too, or interviews too. So that really helps also. So that was definitely something that I'm super excited that we went through this process together. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And for those of you listening, watching, I'm going to say thank you in advance for going to the next video. Go to the next episode. Go to the next episode right now. Go, go, go.